Hello friends, this is Dr. Janardhan Pawar from TC College Baramati and welcome back. Friends, in last video we have seen the concept of oral communication. After that we have seen advantages, disadvantages and forms of oral communication, how it can be done. So friend, in this video we are going to talk about the concept and the second type or second subtype under the category of verbal communication, and that is written communication. If you look at the name of this particular concept, you can understand everything. There is no need to explain. Just look at the name. What is the name? Name is very simple. Name is written communication. Written communication means what? Here, for making the communication purpose, we go for some words. Words are used. Words are written, not spoken words. Written words are used for the purpose of making the communication. So if you look at the concept of written communication is nothing but what? When we go for using written words for the purpose of communication rather than using spoken words is called as written communication. And this is what the concept of written communication is, very simple to understand. So instead of mouth, instead of spoken words, we go for preferably written words, written sentences, written language for making the communication, and it becomes written communication. So this is a concept of written communication. Once again, I tell you this concept in a precise manner. A medium for communication that initials the written words, letters, emails, and manuals are forms of written communication. Need for written of communication. The old style of communication did not have public relationship, advertising, technology, and many aspects of modern day communication. So, friends, in this particular type subtype of verbal communication, we are going to talk about written communication. So once again I repeat, what is this written communication? Definitely written communication is what? Which is not oral communication. It means what? Which is not spoken from the mouth, where or not spoken words. It means those are written words. How the written words are can be done? Written words can be done by using letters. We write letters, so this is written communication. We write emails, this is written communication. Sometimes we provide prospects, manuals, that is written communication. So I will give you one example. You people come to college for taking your admission. This time you didn't come to college for taking your admission. You people have taken your admission by using online mode. But mostly what happens, you come to college to take your admission or for taking your admission, then you visit your you know consumer store to buy a prospect. From that store you buy a prospect. What is that? That is the manual, that is the prospect. And what is inside the prospect? Some rules and regulations and guidelines are given to take the admission. There is one form, there is one user id and password, some instructions are given, list of subject is given, list of teachers are given, fee structure is also given. So this is what? This is your this is a kind of written communication made by the college for you guys. So that can be called as what? Manuals or prospectus. So here written communication is nothing but what? When words are used for writing or for giving the message, and in the form of that, what we can see, letters are there, emails are there, manuals are there, prospects are there, the rules and regulations, guidelines are there, brochures are there, and that way this kind of written communication is made. So I hope you people understood the concept of written communication. But again, I repeat the concept. For making this written communication, words are used, letters are written, emails are drafted, manuals are given, brochures are provided, and by providing all those things, written communication is possible. Written communication is made in every organization. So in every organization they write n number of letters, they also write n number of mails, and they also provide different types of manuals. Even we buy if n number of things for our home purpose. Also we buy some home appliances. For example, if we buy fridge or oven at home, there is one brochure, there is one manual. What is that manual? Why this manual is given? Because in that manual everything is given, how to start the fridge, how to defreeze the fridge, then how to put vegetable inside the fridge. Every instruction is given. If you buy a washing machine, in that also we receive one manual. So that manual is a part of what written communication made by the particular company for using that particular thing. Similarly, I told you one example. If you buy a brochure or prospectus of our college, there also you get some information. That is a part of what written communication made by the organization. See, in organization also they go for n number of things. They send bills, they send invoices to their customers, to their suppliers and all. That is a part of what written communication. So this is the concept of written communication. I hope you people have understood the concept of written communication precisely and thoroughly. Still some doubts are there, please you can ask me your doubts by using online platform. Moving on to the next one, and here we are going to see the concept, the advantages of written communication. What are the advantages of written communication, that we are going to see one by one. As I told you, if you want to understand the advantages of written communication, you people have to compare this concept of written communication with oral communication, then we can understand everything. The first advantage that they have given here is wide access. Wide access means what? The See, as there are certain limitations for oral communication, and oral communication is not possible every time and everywhere, this is what this written communication is followed. For example, see, when we think about wide access, definitely the access of this and the, what do we say, scope of this written communication is always more than the oral communication, because of the limitations of the oral communication. And as I told you, every time this oral communication is not possible, and this is what there is a huge scope and the big scope or the wide scope for written communication. And suppose if you want to give one message to n number of people, oral communication is not possible. In that case, written communication is made, and this is what we can say. For written communication there is a wide access. Then accuracy, see, definitely there is an accuracy in written communication, because we write one letter, we take the printout, we go for the proofreading, we check whether the sentences written in the letters are correct or not, and this way we try to maintain the accuracy, which is not possible in case of oral communication. Sometimes we speak some things spontaneously, and there may be a chance of having some mistakes, so that those things are not possible in case of written communication here. So accuracy can be checked here, and this is what we can say, written communication is more accurate than oral communication. Lengthy messages, for lengthy messages, as I told you, lengthy messages, for lengthy messages purpose, oral communication was not suitable. So here in case of written messages or written communication, for lengthy messages, written communication is good, because we can send n number of pages at a time, and we can print n number of pages, and those can be delivered to the concerned parties. And for lengthy messages or for lengthy things, this is the best way of communication, for lengthy messages or lengthy communication. Permanent record, as we provide them a written document in certain cases, so those can be used as a permanent record, and that can be kept in the business organization. And this is what we can say, written communication is a permanent record, but there is no record as such in case of oral communication. And this is the one of the important advantage of written communication. We can preserve that record in the office or in the business office for future references purpose. And legal evidence, as such, in case of oral evidence, there is no chance of having any sort of legal evidence. In case of court matters or legal matters, that cannot be used, but in case of written communication, definitely whatever communication we have made to the authority or to the concerned party, that can be used as a legal evidence in case of legal matters or court matters. Fixed responsibility, here in case of written communications, responsibility can be fixed. Suppose suppose marketing manager has written a letter to the customers, and from that letter we can understand one thing: the responsibility of writing a letter to a customer was fixed with the marketing manager. So here we can fix with the responsibility also, and once the person is responsible, he will work very efficiently and carefully. Convenience, and as far as when we compare with oral communication and written communication is the most convenient mode of communication, because if I want to give one message to the concerned party, that can be given by using written communication instead of calling that person at one place and gather at one place. So this one is the last one, that was convenience. So most convenient mode of communication is written communication, that we use in business organization also. So these are the advantages of written communication. Once again, I repeat those advantages, and I hope you'll understand. Wide access means wide scope. There is a huge scope for written communication. Mostly in every organization, they go for written communication instead of oral communication. Accuracy can be maintained in written communication. Written communication is useful and most suitable for lengthy messages. By doing this written communication, we can record things permanently. In case of legal matters and court matters, it can be used as legal evidence. And in case of written communication, we can fix responsibility with some people. And this one is the most convenient mode of communication which we people have seen. So these are the advantages. Moving on to the next slide, and there we are going to talk about disadvantages of written communication. How this written communication is not useful. What are the drawbacks? Though they have some, or though written communication have some advantages better than the oral communication, still it has some drawbacks also, and those drawbacks we are going to see in this particular slide. So see, the first drawback and the first disadvantage is time consuming. If you want to if you want to write a manual of 30 pages or 300 pages, it will take some time. So comparatively, when we compare with oral communication, it is little bit time consuming, and people will consume or will use some time or consume some time while for this particular um, written communication. It is costly, no doubt. Taking the printouts, typing and all, it is a little bit costly when we compare with oral communication. In case of oral communication, we need to talk only. There is no need to type, there is no need to take the printout and post into the post office. So those things are not there was not there in oral communication, but all those things are here, and this is what we may say, this is the costly affair. Lack of secrecy cannot be maintained, because once the document is uploaded, anyone can see that document, and there is a question of secrecy cannot be maintained. So this one is the one of the drawback of written communication. Rigidity. In case of written communication sometimes become rigid. There is no chance of having flexible things. In case of oral communication, we can make some necessary changes or length or changes in oral communication, but in case of written communication, we cannot make any sort of change, so it is not flexible as such. It is very rigid, and this one is a drawback of written communication. Impersonal. This is not personal, it is impersonal. This one is the one of the important drawback of written communication. Delayed feedback. In case of oral communication, we get feedback, instant feedback, but in case of this written communication, feedback is not possible with immediate effect. We need to wait for feedback from the concerned authority or concerned party, and it will take some time, or sometimes it may be delayed, it may not be received. So this one is the one of the drawback and important drawbacks of written communication, that is delayed feedback. So that if we get feedback on time, we can make some necessary improvement, but if we get feedback a little bit delayed, so in that case improvement is not possible. We don't understand whether to make the improvement or not. So these are the disadvantages of written communication which we have seen in this particular slide. Once again, I repeat all those disadvantages of written communication one by one. The first one, that is time consuming. Comparatively, or when we compare with oral, this one is oral communication, this one is a little bit more time consuming than the oral communication. It is costly. We need to have so many things with us. We need to type, we need to take the printout, we need to take some copies of printouts, and we need to post into the post office, and all those things requires money. So when we compare with oral, this one is a little bit costly. Lack of secrecy is not possible. Secrecy is not possible because the person who is typing, the person who is taking the photocopies, and the person who is posting into the office will see the matter, see the contents of the letter. So secrecy is not possible. Rigidity, there is no chance of having some flexibility here, so cannot be changed. Once it is printed, there is no chance to change it. So this is a little bit rigid compared to oral. In oral everything is possible. We can make some necessary changes at the 11th hour, but this is not possible to make necessary changes at the 11th hour in case of written communication. Impersonal, this is not personal one. And the last one is delayed feedback. So feedback may be delayed because of the such kind of things. So if we get feedback on time, we can make necessary changes, but in case of written communication we don't get feedback on time. And this is what this one is the most important drawbacks of written communication. So I hope you people have understood the drawbacks or the disadvantages or demerits of written feedback thoroughly. Moving on to the next slide, and there we are going to talk about what are the different forms of written communication. For the purpose of written communication, what are the modes those can be used, that we are going to see how it can be done, how this written communication can be done, that we can understand by going through this particular slide. So friends, as far as forms of written communications are concerned, n number of forms are available, and we use all those forms for the purpose of making written communication. First one is electronic mail, that is called, so called in short, uh, also called as email. Then website, then memorandums, letters, reports, notices, minutes, circulars, manuals, handbooks, orders, inquiries, complaints, quotations, other like sales contract, newsletters, bulletin, board notices, etc. One by one I'm going to tell you. Emails, that we know, websites you know very well, memorandums means sort of brochures, letters means letters, reports that we make in the business organization, notices that you people have see on the college notice board, minutes means the summary of the meetings, circulars that we circulate among the concerned parties, manuals means brochures, manuals, prospectus, they are same, handbooks also same, orders, letters, then inquiries that we make, complaints that we write to concerned authorities, quotations that we receive from different parties, and others like sales contract, newsletters, news bulletin, board notices, etc. So all these are the forms, of written communication, which we have seen here in this slide. So these are the things which we have seen in this video. In this video especially, we have seen the concept of written communication, advantages, disadvantages, and different forms can be used for the purpose of communication. Friends, I hope you people have understood the concept of written communication, advantages, disadvantages, and different forms of written communication thoroughly. Still you have some queries. If you have some queries, you can ask me your queries whenever you want. Till then, stay tuned and stay connected. Thank you very much.